Okay, so the reason why you want to meditate is because it clears the energy. So when you go to sleep, you have a reset. Okay, when you eat, you have a certain reset. When you go to the bathroom, you got a reset. Okay, when you have certain conversations with people, they're so enriching that it's a reset. So you want to be able to have a reset. You need multiple resets. Okay, you need as many resets as you can get in this life. So meditation adds to your reset arsenal. And it's probably one of the better tools because it's unlimited. So you have meditations that are from ancient people. You have meditations that are more trivial. You have more meditations that are for honoring the place that we're in, the earth. You have meditations for the more tribal sensibilities of everyone here. You have meditations per culture. You have meditations that are individual to you only. So this personal meditation. So when you look at meditation as a goal, that's what you want to strive for is to have a meditation that is only your meditation. And not only arise from experiencing meditation as a practice, because people always ask, what makes it a practice? Well, it's because it is repeated action, it is a repeated forcible action to which you never actually arrive at an expert level. There's no expert level. A person can feel this way, but in reality, meditation is such a big scope, and everything around it and surrounding it is assisting it. Okay, you can imagine meditation better as a room or a building, a huge building, and every asset in this building is beneficial to your mind in some way, either by symbolism or by essence or by actuality. So we can practicalize meditation in this way, and we can also say that not only is it scientifically beneficial to you and us, but it's also much, much more than that. So we talk about stress removal. We talk about it benefits for depression, anxiety, ADHD, simple stresses, big stresses, coming back from, a memorial service or funeral and reawakening the brain and resetting. So this is important because that means that it has many other areas that we are not even aware of. And some of this we can learn from the monks. Some of this we can learn from different cultures. And some of it we can learn from books. And some of it we can only learn in practice, okay? So my general assessment is that everyone should meditate. Just like I would say, I don't think everyone needs to be at the gym 24 hours, but I do think everyone has to have some simple workout that they can do, preferably something that they're used to and something that they adequate to, that it's good for them. And it may not be good for everyone else. And meditation is the same. Have a practice. Have a practice. Have the confidence to have a practice, really. Have a practical confidence to have a practice. To understand that, one, you don't have to share your practice. The reason I'm sharing my practice is because I realize a lot of people literally don't have a practice. And so why do we practice? Because it's the same as anything else. You're going to get better at it. You're going to get more benefits from it. You're going to get a better understanding of how to use meditation, when to use meditation, how to use meditation, how it affects your work, how it affects your creative mind, how it affects who you are as a person, how when you're making big decisions, at this time in my life, you wish you would have even had meditation in that foresight or in that back time. Not that you should regret anything, but what you'll realize is there's a large benefit, economic benefit, power benefit, stress benefit, calming down benefit, creative element benefit, work habit benefit, work effort benefit, to being in a meditative state. And you want to achieve this during your lifetime. There's no need to wait. I don't know. It's hard to say words like never and ever, but I don't know if there's too many negative things that happen to someone who is always meditating, who is always trying to strive for a meditative mind. Even if the people around you are not, the benefits are largely in scope for you and will serve you greatly. So, practice. Don't be scared to set up a reset plan for you, to have some kind of thing that you do in your head, right? And breath work is good. Movement is good. I said 3 different things. So that's breath work, movement, and meditation. They're all 3 different things, and they can be entangled together. And that's where you get a lot of results and a lot of cool ideas, interesting ideas, innovative ideas for what you're trying to do with your life. Even simple things like just trying to do with your family and get things together with your family will come from this meditative mindset. So honor it and try. Agro. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick thing on three different benefits of meditation for specifically for creativity. So creativity is primarily, again, a large scope thing, but I'm going to try to make it practical just for genericism. Do you understand me? So creativity is like a house of things. Everything in the creative house is an element that you can grab to do something with, to permit yourself with, to make yourself better and to make yourself stronger, and to help you with ideas that you have upcoming or that you're going to be doing in your future. Now, the house of creativity is a welcome mat to imagination. Now, when we talk about imagination, we talk about Disney primarily and things like that, because what are we saying? We're saying that imagination is the practical putting together elements that are presented in an artistic way. Now, what do we mean by artistic? Artistic is the practical stage, okay, as which a viewer or the viewee, which is the artist literally, is presenting all of these creative elements from the house of creativity. Now, again, I told you the welcome mat, if we look at it like a house, the welcome mat for getting into the house of creativity is imagination. So when we talk about meditation, we talk about improving the logic of this imagination and trying to assess the imagination, trying to get it to work with us, to align with us in such a way that allows us to access all of the elements that are of our own imagination. So our imagination in itself is also another building of elements, of things, lots of memories, lots of things that we've done before, lots of things that we're going to do, future thoughts, past thoughts, yes, and then what is going on right now. The mix of all of those things, as well as our environment, what our environment brings to us through our oxygen, yeah, we're getting thought patterns. Okay. Thought patterns can be what, for lack of a better word, assessed, used, and manipulated and improved. Okay. You can alchemize a thought pattern. You can take a thought pattern out, write it down, and process it in our reality that we are all in. This is why meditation is extremely helpful for creative people. This is not a theory. This is not like some kind of thing that we have to even kind of run around. It is literally meditation being the access point the train station or the stadium or the waiting place, so that you're able to see your imagination clearly, therefore getting you into what we call the creative zone, and then being able to get into the flow zone and accessing all of the things that the creative building is giving out to your imagination. Now, that's important. Why? Because if you, as a person during this lifetime, have access to your memory bank and your creativity and your imagination, and everything's working in sync, and you are on task and on page, then the things that you think in your head are the things that are actually happening, versus your head and then the things that are happening, versus you and then the world. It becomes the world and you, in alignment. And this is what we mean when we say alignment. We do not mean, any kind of strange, it's not a ghost tale. We mean to say, everything is here now, you are here now. So this is because you are here now, we are here now. So everything around you will integrate with you. Okay? This is almost, and in a lot of ways, what Einstein means when he talks about his theory of relativity. We are pulling in towards ourselves. So this, what it means. It means, okay, if I go up in frequency and I'll use a random number. I have a 600 frequency, okay? And all of my buddies got 300 frequency. Well, we're not friends anymore, are we? Because now we have adjusted. It's not a I'm better, you're worse. What it is this person's on this frequency. They're journeying on that frequency. They're going to stay on that frequency, okay? You're going to try to come down that frequency, and they're going to try to come up to this frequency. Neither one of those will be additive and work. Now, how do we get there? How do we trail that? And how do we get there? And why does that matter for creativity? Well, we have to get there through assessing the path. It's just like GPS. We have to understand, okay, I'm here. This is where I'm at emotionally, which is, we call motion the energy that is the substance that we create here. Or we call aura too. But that is what you're generating. That's your train, right? That's what you're riding on. So if you're a complaining person, or someone who looks at things this way, then that is the train you ride on for forever, or whenever, until you change your mind. Maybe that's 2 seconds. I don't know. Maybe you hop back on the stress train, then you go back to complain train. And then, so now you're in depressed land or stress land. This happens. Or you can ride happy train your whole life. And you see, but to ride the happy train, you had to forcefully create this mindset, thought pattern, yeah, to stay off of the stress train, no matter what. Even if the tickets are looking cheap and good, you have to stay off. Even if it's an enjoyable ride sometimes. So that's important. And so we have to ride different assessments of our brain, different pieces of our imagination that help us arrive at positive thought processes. So this way we can take what we can take. Yes. So you can easily look at this like a simple example of this, and anybody can understand this because you live somewhere. So when you leave your home, okay, wherever you live, there is a big difference if you live with people going, hey, I love you, and then not saying, hey, I love you. Not that you said anything mean, but you just did not say, hey, I love you that day. And if you were to go back and actually journal, I always tell people to journal it or write it down, because this is how you prove stuff in science. If you're an engineer, you know, people like me, we prove stuff. We look at it like notes. Everything's a note, right? Everything's a daily journal, everything. So you take a second, you write it down, and you go, what happened when I said I love you when I left the house? And then what's happening now? And what happened when I forgot? And then if you're real with yourself, you're really like personal with yourself and clear and trying to get perspective, then you go, oh, what happened on the day that I was mad, or the day that I was in an argument, or some mishap happened, I spilled something and I left the house? What happened then? Then you go, what happened when I had this attitude towards when I spilled something? And what happened this day when I also spilled something, but the day was terrific, right? So now let's go back to creativity. All of those things affect creativity. You want to leave every moment, every waking moment, every sentence, everything that you say, every second that you can with great effort, until it's not great effort, right? Until it flows like water. You be particular. You do the opposite of what everyone wants you to do. You don't be generic. You don't be general. You don't accept the moment as it is. You go, well, what can I do to change my whole experience in this moment? And so that first starts with accepting that all the great stuff is already happening. So what's wrong here? Well, we have to become part of the great stuff. And to do that, we have to start setting ourselves up for having a great mind and a great attitude. And as we go along, our mind takes its time to change, but it will change if you demand it. But it takes its mind. It takes its time, right? Every time that we try to do something or change a habit, it's just one brick on the load. But what you can do very quickly is you can start with meditation and begin to charge your mood and change your mood. Why is this so important with creativity? Right. So I just explained everything about creativity is all about your mood and your arrangement of moods. You control your arrangement of moods. You control your frequency of the moods, how long you stay in a certain mood. And if you do that, then you can change your thought patterns as the moods come in. So then you know, okay, I can get happy. That's one option. I can be happy. That's the second option. Or I can let happy happen to me. Okay? All of those things are completely in line. Switching between them is how we get into flow. This is how we push creativity to such a limit to where it becomes what the masters say to be easy upon us, to become easy, to flow like water, to go through us and with us at the same time, right? To be aligned with us, but at the same time be on the side of us and this side of us and the back of us and the front of us. This is what we mean when we say we are aligning ourselves. We want to align ourselves, okay? So push creativity into your life by pushing meditation into your life. What kind of meditation are we talking about, creative people? We're talking about sitting with yourself. You don't even have to have your eyes closed. Or you can be moving. And what are you trying to do? You're trying to assess your imagination. All you're doing is becoming very aware, particularly aware. Like someone who goes to a restaurant and is very picky. And you're going, what is that thought that's just happening? Now, what should you do once you notice the thought? Well, what do most people do? They go, I don't want to think about that. Don't do that. Let it pass. If you don't want to let it pass and you are indeed a creative, then what do you do now? You realize that these are the clays, these are the mounding, these are the rocks that are being given to you at this very second for you to go take it and do something with it. Now, you can be a very smart, intelligent person and write each thing down, or pick from the tree and write each thing down that you see or feel that hits you in the emotions. Don't get scared of it. Write it down, because that could be a new book. That could be a new art piece. That could be something that is seeming trivial to you. You see, because a lot of people are used to getting ideas out there, but it's coming to you already. Why? Because you've already set your intention, even if you've done it quietly, to create. Now, you want to push creativity. You want to work with creativity. You are teammates with creativity. Okay? You have the access to the same buildings, to imagination, to creativity, and then to flow, and then to producing the actual thing that you're trying to produce. But the first stage is being aware of it. Don't just take any idea because you heard a friend say it or someone on TV or social media say it. Go into the brain. Use meditation to focus on the ideas, the things, different elements. Okay, I'm thinking about, my brain's thinking about flying right now. Oh, that's weird. Well, I'm just going to write it down. And then I'm going to assess what it is flying. Is it a cow or is it a person? And I'll go from there. And all of these things will produce some kind of characteristics, personalities, thought patterns. And that's how you do it. And anything else You can push meditation. You can learn different aspects of meditation. Follow with your breath work, follow with your movement. But add that practice to your creativity, and you will not regret it.